Welcome to the Where's the Finish podcast. We are three runners talking to our friends, sharing stories about running, training, life, and asking the quintessential question, where's the finish? WTF.
All right, welcome to the Where's the Finish podcast. I'm Shae.
I'm Joe.
I'm Kevin. Let's go.
And today we have returning guest Peter.
Yeah.
And joining us from the studio, from the house, is my nephew Dax for the first time.
Heck yeah.
Hello.
What up, Dax?
Yep. He's been here for the last several recordings, so now...
Yeah, he's like our studio audience.
Yeah. So we
If you hear giggling in the background, it's Dax.
Yeah. Be like, what the fuck are they talking about?
Dax is the clapper.
That's good.
I'm also the person who gives a dollar bean, if you will, sexual advice.
Oh, yeah.
yes.
Yeah, definitely. What the flip? Or
The youths.
The switch. It was switch.
switch. Yes, now I know
Yes.
the switch.
So, Peter has brought us a very fun gift, and you're going to, not a gift, but a punishment? I don't know. Which is
we
it?
don't know what it is.
We'll see. Some people like it, some people don't. You know.
So welcome back from Hungary, Peter.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. So,
We were really having a good time following you online through your race. You were very active on social media that week.
Yeah.
yeah.
So thank you for sharing your life with us.
it's kind of, that's my thing. It's just like when you stop seeing like stories on Instagram, that's when I started going into a Hurt Locker. That's fun. Like the first 40 miles, I was like, here's a picture of this. And like, I do it in every race. And then once you stop seeing posted, it means that like I'm start hurting.
Nice.
That's funny. So, my buddy Chris Prairie and my friend Jada, they just finished the Cocodona 250. And he had done a bunch of video blogs, like the whole, well, he, I think, intended to do them the whole way. So he went from day one, several vlogs. Day two, 2 of them. Day 3, nothing. And then day 4. And yes, when you're miserable, you don't want to record, but that's the stuff you love the most. And you don't get it.
That's B-roll. That's the stuff like, I'm not putting that out there. I was crying like a girl. It's funny.
Yeah,
So anyways, Peter, tell us, I kind of recap a little bit about Hungary. I know you're native from Hungary, and tell us about your trip out there.
Well, it was great. So obviously this race, just to kind of recap, people who didn't listen to the previous episode, it's there's a big lake in Hungary called Lake Balaton, and basically the perimeter of the lake pretty much have a bike trail kind of thing going around it. So it's 131 miles, and you can do it anyway. You can do it solo, up to 15 people teams. So there's like 7,000 people did this race, altogether.
How many people were individuals?
Individual by 300, and then
Okay.
and
I thought you were going to say 3.
it's about
30.
300, and then so individual by 300, and then you obviously have the 2 and 3 people teams that is still not too many, but a couple hundred people, and then it's actually they did a kind of great job on a sense that so basically Friday the race starts, and Friday it's only basically the solo runners, the 2 people to 5 people team can run, and everybody who's basically more runners than that is starting on Saturday morning. So you literally basically have the track for yourself. You're not dodging traffic, and people who basically try to do 16-minute 5Ks, and then switch to the next guy and the next guy and the next guy. So, so it's like, so this way, like literally, they do a really good job to separating the kind of the field into 2 people who putting up serious endurance stuff and people who really just have 15 people having fun, what I'm saying, like for this race, what I'm saying.
So were there like super crazy speedy people?
That was like so like for example, like so the body I ran into in a 2 people like relay team. So I ran half of it and my buddy ran half of it. So I ran 65, he ran about 65.
So how do you pronounce his name, by the way?
Varga Krisztián. So Varga. Last name basically Krisztián. So in Hungarian you switch to first name and last name. So it's last name first and first name last.
Okay.
Cool. But yeah, it's like so basically we run into a 2 people relay team. But his really good friend who stayed with us the same hotel is actually won the race. So,
that's cool.
Yeah, so I was chatting with him before and after the race. He finished it in 17 hours and 35 minutes.
Oh, wow.
It's an 8-minute pace, like for 131 miles.
I saw you set some PRs.
Yeah, mine was good to be a PR the whole thing because basically again, one thing was funny with it. So like obviously we have the race briefing before, with a lot of people. And then that it's a serious race when the race director comes up, and then the first thing is like, because the cutoff time for the individual runners is 31 hours. 2 people team is 30 hours, and it keeps dropping to 24 hours. 2 people basically over like 5 or 6 people. Things like you have to do the race. So literally the guy was like sitting there and just like, well, it's like, we know that the cutoff times are aggressive, and then I'm trying to translate exactly from Hungarian to English because it was really funny. I'm just like, but that's what separates an ultra runner from an endurance hiker.
Oh man!
I am called the fuck out.
Everybody took offense to that.
I was
like, God damn.
I'm like, that was like, okay.
Well, there just went my ego's gone.
So like, the race is fantastically organized. Like literally, obviously, as I kind of said in the post, it's like, they have literally an aid station every 5K for literally a 1 loop course. So literally have to put 40 plus aid station up on the course.
But luckily they like get to go and tear one down, and then
Not really, because it's a 2-day race. So literally have to staff 48 stations a couple of people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like so like that, because it's literally like obviously we ran on the first day and then people run the second day. So there is no way to tear and move people. It's literally like you have to set up 48 stations. And just like,
and how many volunteers per aid?
It's usually about two volunteers per aid station. So it's a massive race. Like literally this is the 18th running of it. So like, so they're doing it for a long time. And obviously this company does a bunch of other races, like ultra races, but they know what they're doing. It's just like, that was like literally, and again, I was like kind of mentioned it before that like, so the aid stations are set up that like you basically can go on the left side of the table, or there's a tent on the right side of the table. And the left side of the table is basically every team that's basically 4 people are up going on the left side of the table, and they have obviously some Gatorade, they have some water, they have some pretzels, fruit, whatever else. But if you basically running it solo, 2 or 3 people, so you have to run serious distance, you can go on the right side into a tent, which has a bunch of food, options.
The special zone.
The special. So literally, like, we want to make sure that people who really need the food and need the calories, they will have it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like nobody's gonna think. So they've done an excellent job. And then every, I think, 4 aid stations had hot food, which is literally pasta dishes. They had coffee and
sausage.
tea.
They have sausage.
And they had like soups. You know what I'm saying? Like, so literally like legit hot food. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just like,
Did they have any of this stuff in the green bottle you brought with you?
Well, that's what you drink. Okay, so I can tell you, like, so it's Hungary's national kind of drink. It's like, you can see the thing is 1790 when it was created, and obviously has a funny name, but which is basic in German means unique. So, and the whole story behind
it says Unicum.
Yeah. So
you did what?
It says Unicum.
No, in English it's really funny.
Not
That's
me.
what I got it. So basically, the story behind it is that the guy who made it originally, served it to the emperor of the Austro-Hungarian monarchy, and obviously tasted it and said, "This is unique." In German, which is "Das ist Unicum." So that's where the name comes from. So try it.
All right, here we go.
All right, so
I think which one's more full, because we'll give that to Joe.
That big one.
yeah.
And then,
All right, is it Prost?
So what is the way to drink this?
I mean, it's like shoot it. It's
fuck.
It's
Get down fast.
I gotcha.
fast, and you'll see why.
Okay, but what is the traditional thing?
It's basically like what they say to your health in Hungarian, which means they say egészségedre.
Egészségedre.
All right. Yeah. Down the hatch.
Good luck.
Das ist Unicum.
It tastes good, but,
Das ist
but it
nicht
has an
gut.
aftertaste to
You know
it.
what it tastes like? It tastes like cough syrup. A little bit like cough medicine, like old school cough medicine that they make at the doctor's office.
There's a little bit of that hint of black licorice, kind of.
So it's 40 different, like, basically herbs and spices and whatever else. It's,
And no good ones.
And
None of them are good ones.
It's like if you-
I taste anise. I taste.
So about 20 seconds after, I'm starting to feel a little warm.
Yep.
It took a
40,
while.
It's 40% alcohol, so it's just like a whiskey or vodka or what's so it's like a thing, and it's basically like the closest to it is Jägermeister. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
but obviously this came way before Jägermeister came.
Yep.
You know,
It does have a little bit of that Jägermeister.
So
flavor
basically,
to it.
it's like that. Germany does a drink like that. Obviously, Underberg in Germany is kind of like that. Obviously, Jägermeister is kind of like that. But this was kind of like the first one because it's the 1790, and all those drinks came later. You know what I'm
For
saying?
me, the strongest flavor
you
is
wanna
like
dip
that.
your finger in and put it on your tongue.
So
It's like the flavor of like
it's-
cloves or
Yeah,
something.
so there's a lot of spices and herbs, and the back finish is all bitter. Like as bitter as it gets. You know
It's
what I'm saying?
definitely very Unicum.
Yeah,
Yes.
it dried out the top of my throat just a little bit.
Dax, what do you think?
Why does it taste like wasabi and ginger that you would get on a gas station sushi platter? That's what I'm getting.
First
Oh,
off,
boy.
you don't ever go to a gas station and get sushi.
Well, apparently you don't ever drink this stuff.
That's a
either, so.
mistake. Okay.
That's just not
So-
good.
So did you have this before the race? You said you
Yeah,
do
of
it.
course. Like literally, this people like drink a ton of this. It's like, to be honest, like I couldn't really drink it for like 20 years because one time I went out with my friends when I was like 18 and drank a whole bottle of this. And when it's one thing when it goes down and one thing when it's coming up.
Yeah,
I have that relationship with Jaeger.
For
Yeah,
me,
Jaeger.
it's Goldschlager.
Oh,
I can't touch Goldschlager anymore.
Yeah.
and
I can't do tequila. I drink
Rumple
a lot of
Mints.
tequila. Oh, Rumple Mints.
Yeah.
I do it because it's like my mom's. It was my mom's like shot of choice. So we always do Rumple Mints on her birthday, and
Yeah. That's great.
I remember.
Well, thank you for sharing that delicious pastime of your country's homeland goodness there.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna probably finish like 6 of these
oh man,
after the race because like whatever. It is like
yeah.
Oh, man.
He didn't want to feel his feet no more.
Yeah.
basically.
So you did, what was it, 81 miles? Or
No,
how many miles?
65.
Oh, 65.
So I did
Okay.
65. So I basically ran during the day. I'm sorry, about 8 o'clock ish, and then I ran the day portion, and my buddy ran the night portion.
Nice.
So, like he wanted to do it that way again, mostly because this obviously everything is kilometers, right? So 65 is 105 kilometers, and this will be the first time he ran over 100. So
Nice.
I'm so impressed by him. Like you're a tall guy, but this guy is a giant because he's like head and shoulders above you.
Yeah, well, he's about 2 inches taller than him. for
I
sure.
don't know, too.
Yeah, not too big, Joe.
Yeah, he is.
He was probably on his tippy toes.
Oh, he's a big fella.
Yeah, he's a big guy. Yeah.
I like he could run around that lake in 2 strides.
Yeah, it's like so it's like so basically he ran the night portion, and I ran the day portion.
Are all Hungarians built like that? I mean, is that like a?
I think it's generally I think we're taller, just like like obviously Hungary's a small nation. It's 10 million people, just like the entire country. So just
Is
like,
everyone related in Hungary?
not quite, but but
I'm sure there are, the bloodlines.
but it's around since 1000. So like so it's a kind of old country. I'm saying like, so
Yeah.
it's definitely like one of those that like like it's just the genes and like and Hungary is very different in the region in that respect that. Obviously you have your Germanic people, you have your Slavic people, and Hungary is like the only kind of relative nation is Finnish.
Oh, okay.
So like,
Interesting.
And no other nation is really like our language is not like Slavic. It's not Germanic. It's not based in Latin. So it's like it's kind of like always been like kind of like an oddball there. But because it's like so whenever Hungary was founded in 1000, the king literally sent out 2 horsemen and said that. One sent to the Vatican, Rome, and then one to the Greek, Orthodox Church, and said whoever brings back a crown first, that's the religion Hungary is going to take. And the Vatican got back first.
That's funny.
With that crown, so it became a Roman Catholic country. So that's the only thing that kind of ties it to the West instead of the Slavic East kind of like nations.
Yeah.
Saying like because obviously it was the Roman Catholic was the main religion for 800-900 years or whatever.
Wow.
And just like
That's interesting.
so but because of that, obviously it's just an oddball country.
Are there the
for-
big like cathedrals or the Greek Orthodox churches there?
Well, not really, because they're not Greek Orthodox; they are Catholic.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Catholic.
Like so they became Roman. Because
Yeah.
that literally that's the crown that got back first.
This is interesting. I've traveled to Europe and seen both styles
Yes.
of cathedrals,
Yes.
and they're completely different.
Completely, yes.
But
Mhm.
interesting, like the Greek Orthodox churches are
Yeah.
so dark and heavy and
Yeah.
so gilded versus seems like the Catholic churches, or Roman Catholic churches, are open, bigger, area.
Yeah.
So what was the biome look like? Like, was it pretty flat or?
Well, yes, with the exception of
there was a hill. I saw a
so
hill.
I already knew that I'm screwed. Like, so I literally, I told you guys that, like, so when I was a kid, I was just spent a lot of time there and just vacationing because that's the biggest lake.
Yeah.
You can go to water, you know what I'm saying? And then when I was a teenager, I actually spent a couple of summers working in a pizza shop there to make some money. And so I stayed in this town called Badacsony, which is basically the biggest vineyards and the biggest hills in the region, right? And so again, I spent probably 6 months in that region, of my life, in the summers. And so figure that, like, obviously being a lake, there's a shoreline, which is nice and flat. And obviously literally it's like flat, and then it goes right up to the vineyards way, way up. It's like a really steep hill, and it's all vineyards on that one. So figure that, like, the course is going to go right on the coast. I'm like, it's just nice and flat. And as soon as I noticed that has an arrow turning that way, I knew that because I spent enough times. Once I saw that road,
taking me up the hill.
There is only one way: go up all the way to here, and then you have to go all the way down on the other side. It's miles and miles of up, and then miles and miles of down after that. And so it's like I knew it immediately that I'm screwed because it's like, like this is not like it's 6% grade hill, like walking it like barely. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like so at that point I knew that I'm like, this is not gonna be fun. And just like, of course, that particular part, of the race is already, I'm like 26 miles into it. You know what I'm saying?
So coming from our hot, humid Florida weather to there, what was it like?
For me, the weather was great.
Did it make it easier for you to run?
Yeah, of course. It just like, it was like, especially the game, I got lucky because literally it was like 63, 64 degrees, and like literally overcast all day. So it's like,
nice.
Just like, so the sun wasn't even too hot. And then, like obviously humidity is like 30%. So like, almost nothing. So like, no, the weather was absolutely perfect for my part, and didn't rain. So like, that's the other thing. It wasn't even like that I have to deal with rain. So literally it was just as perfect as it could be. But yeah, so like once I saw that hill, I'm like, I know that this is not gonna be fun. It's just like it's gonna be.
Do you know how much elevation gain you got during the race?
I don't remember, but and I got it all in that one section, by the way. So like whatever you see there, it's literally in that one section of maybe 5 miles.
Yeah, 1,400 feet.
Yeah, that was it. Literally in a 5 miles, 6
and
miles.
that's crazy vert for Floridians. Just FYI.
Yeah. So yeah, but it's kind of cool because like, so obviously again, these are all vineyards in that region, and then actually like I saw some of my pictures that they literally make the course go through a wine cellar.
Yeah,
literally you go in, that's where the hot food aid station is, so you stop, that's when you eat like some hot food and like have some coffee and whatever else.
And wine?
And then you could have wine, but I would have stayed there. Like that would have been the end of the race right there. It just like, because
they should have ended it there.
I know, they should have. Yeah, it's just like so. But yeah, literally, if you finish the food, they're like, okay, well, like they basically usher you through this door and literally just stairs and stairs down into the wine cellar. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you run through the wine cellar. Just like, which obviously have all their barrels and like bottles and everything else, and then you climb the stairs back up on the other side, and then that's how you get out of the thing. So that's actually really cool because
that is cool.
Really big building. I mean,
it's a huge winery. So like, again, this is a big winery. Like, again, being in brewing, before, that's a massive facility.
I mean, you could run through it.
Yeah, I know it runs through. Yeah, it's like, so like looking at the tanks and stuff like that is like, I know that how big that place is. You know what I'm saying?
That's amazing. Any highs or lows or anything that you encountered?
It was just like, and I was like, again, I went for immediately like, because I knew that like, it's, because of that cutoff time, I didn't want to blow up. I knew that, and obviously like the way I look at it, especially when you're running with the relay team with somebody that, I'm not just punishing myself if I blow up, I'm punishing, like my buddy who has to run after me. So I knew that like any minute I'm losing in the beginning, he has to.
You're stealing from him, essentially.
Essentially. I'm saying like, and then basically at 30 hours, so it's 15 hours basically for each of us. So, but figure that I definitely don't want to even go nearby, give him enough, things, especially since he's running through the night. So it's just like a little bit trickier to see the signs and the arrows and all that stuff at night. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you could see them, but obviously it's much easier to like miss one, you know what I'm saying? Like, and go the wrong direction. So that's why I was like, basically, I'm like, okay, so what can I do that not to blow up at the end? And I'm like, okay, so I basically opted for an 8-1 interval. So 8 minutes running, 1 minute walking from the beginning. And just like, and just so like, and I literally kept that up the entire time.
Wow.
Like,
Did you have it on your watch or?
I had one of those little timers. So just, I don't have to think about it. It just beeps. I go and then like, and obviously like the only time I like deviate from it's like those hills. I'm like, okay, I'm walking uphill. I don't care what this thing says. I'm saying like, and after that, I'm like, okay, I walked enough. Now I'm going to be running downhill because
they give you a different shirt, an endurance hiker shirt.
Yeah,
during that time?
exactly.
Don't let the race director see me. Don't let the race director see me.
Don't make eye contact.
You're doing
Cover my
great.
bib.
You're doing great on your walkathon.
Exactly.
Well, you've never run alone.
I know. Yeah.
You've never walked alone.
Never walk, But yeah, so like basically kept the strategy and it kind of worked out. That I think I finished at the end at like literally like 13 hours and 2 minutes or something was my first section, and that's about 12-minute pace average for the entire thing. So yeah, I was happy with that. So
Freaking awesome.
Yeah.
So awesome. So are you going to do another like 100 Ks and see if you can?
To be honest, obviously definitely I like them, but to be honest, I want to do this race solo. I love this race so much. I literally just everything about it. You know what I'm saying? That whether it's next year or following year, I really want to run it. So.
You're allowed to have crew?
Yeah, you're allowed to have crew. It's actually like it's kind of okay, and I don't know. It's the path is kind of narrow for it, but you're allowed to have a bike escort.
So that's weird.
So that was a
because
bicycle.
the Berlin 100 allows a bike pacer, bike escort allowed.
Yeah, so not a pacer, but somebody can ride the entire. So I didn't want it. Like literally, kind of like. In a way, it worked out. Like obviously, my buddy had to go back to the hotel and kind of get some sleep before obviously have to run through the night and all that stuff. So his wife and his friend went back to the hotel with, and then originally we were like, okay, well, maybe Jen can pace me or at least crew me. But I was like, as so many aid stations, I have obviously almost everything's in powder form. So I said, look, just just if you guys come out and meet me once and about like 40 miles into it, then I can refuel. I don't have to carry anything on me. And this way, so literally I ran alone for the first, literally like 6.5 hours. And then they basically came out with Jen, they met me. Jen is my wife. So they met me. Basically, I just changed shirt, changed, shoes, and then, I got all my other scratch and whatever powder stuff, into my backpack and then just went through it all the way to the end.
So besides your friend that ran with you and Jen, did any of your other family or friends come out and meet with you?
Well, it's like before and after I met, like friends, obviously, they were there because, so basically like my friend that I ran it with, pure high school, buddies. Actually I met him when I was 5 or 6 years old. We went to the same elementary school, same middle school, but really became friends in high school, like in the same high school. But so his wife, he met it in high school. So she was my classmate too, in high school. So and then obviously we have another friend that we were, so he was another like kind of bike pacer for us, that then we went to elementary and middle school, high school together. So basically know each other forever. So basically, but for him being going on night, so they had 2 bike escorts. So basically his wife and our other friend were literally just riding next to him with a bicycle for the entire 65 miles.
Wow.
Something which is kind of good because they're rolling aid station to a level. You don't have to carry anything. I'm saying everything is on the bike. I'm saying
were they doing the water bottle handoff kind of thing?
Yeah,
so we didn't have to hold anything?
Nothing. Literally he was just running as normal, and then obviously everything was on the bike. So if you need water, need anything, and obviously there's plenty of aid stations again that
so every
5K is an aid station, you can grab whatever you want. But so me, I ran with my normal vest because it just worked out well for me because obviously I was pretty much running it solo, which to be honest, I prefer. It's kind of like when people are going around me with the bicycle and sometimes literally almost hitting me with the, with that bicycle because it's pretty narrow path and everything. I was sometimes I'm okay, come on, man, I'm running and you're riding a bicycle and then you almost ride into me just to keep up with your guy. I'm saying you can wait a second, and then get
That's
around
crazy.
you. So that was the only thing was kind of irritating sometimes. But anyway, to be honest, I am always been like the guy that I like to run alone and just listen to my music. And, it's kind of my buddy asked that. So like, so you listen to music the entire time? I'm like, yeah.
What'd you listen to?
Exactly. And I'm like, 13 hours, everything what I had in my iPhone. Like literally everything. Like literally every
We
single.
listen to every episode of Where's the Finish
Yeah,
podcast.
exactly.
You go to a race with him in Crewman. He has like 5 pairs of headphones. With
Yes.
him.
I just keep changing.
He
them.
just
I
keeps
like,
changing them out.
Oh, because
Yeah.
they're just dying. You're like,
Yeah,
okay,
it's like,
fine.
it's like I have basically 3 pairs of aftershocks and just like keep
Nice.
changing one after another.
I have 4 pairs that don't work.
You should file a warranty claim. Anyway, moving right along. That's funny. No, that's awesome, Peter. We are very, very proud of you. Like, that's awesome.
Appreciate
Good for you. I know that was kind of a big deal for you and get to be able to go back to your
it
home
was definitely
country.
because again, like haven't been to this region since I left Hungary 24 years ago. So like it's
So what did the flight look like? How long did it take? Like, where'd you fly into?
so basically on the way there was like 17 hours. So it's basically like so yeah, we flew to Chicago, from Chicago to Vienna, and then from Vienna to Budapest. And I put an AirTag in my luggage that had all my running gear just to make sure that that I know it's with me, right? So we flew to Chicago, and then get on a Vienna flight, and it's an overnight flight, just like you leave at like whatever 9 p.m. and like you arrive there at like 8 a.m. or something.
Wow.
Just like it's a weird like kind of like you basically fly through the night. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So as soon as I land, I turn my my phone on, obviously, and then try to check the AirTag, and the thing says that your luggage is 4,730 miles away. Here are the directions to get to it. And it was like, like I don't think I'm gonna be able to
Swim across the Atlantic.
and I'm like, oh, okay, so luggage never made it to the thing. Cool. And that it already happened to me once, so that's why I literally told my wife that like, let's put just change your clothing in our in our carry-on, because it happened to me once that you
this
literally
is a thing you have to do.
Yes.
If you are traveling
Yeah.
for a race, get the thing you cannot buy.
Yeah.
You cannot buy anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Put that in your personal item. Put that in your carry-on.
Yeah.
Trail toes.
Yeah.
Trail. No,
Yeah.
because maybe
Oh.
a small one because of the limits.
No industrial size lube, Shae?
No industrial size lube.
Yeah.
But like I always take my bra that I want to wear and my pants I'm going to wear, because anything else I can probably get somewhere else. Oh, and socks.
Bring your 3 items that we talked about.
Yeah. But no, that's the thing. If you are going to go somewhere, you can find a big city, you can buy a lot of the stuff, but your essentials, you never want to not have those.
Yep. Yeah. So like I learned that. So I told my wife that I put one change of clothing into the into our carry-on, and which is really great because let's face it, at this point 17 hours of flight time. So get to the airport and get from the airport is really pretty much 24 hours. You're basically you're moving for 20. So at that point you're wearing the same clothing for 24 hours. So when you get to the hotel, and I had that last time it happened, like okay, and it's like luggage, you wait another day. So I'm wearing the same clothing now for 2 days, which is not fun.
yeah.
Just like so this is why I learned it last time not to do that ever again. So I had at least like that, but then I'm like all my running gear was obviously in that luggage, and I was like, I'm like really hoping that this is gonna get here, because that's literally it had like everything in it. It's like, but a lot of them I couldn't even replace it. I'm saying like and not at least that fast. So, but yeah, thank God, like I was kept checking my AirTag like every couple of hours, and obviously you have to wait the whole day because they have to put it on the exact same flight. These flights only flies once a day.
Yeah.
So it's like literally like
So that plane had to go all the way back,
all the
get
way
your
back,
luggage, and
get
come
your
back
luggage
again.
and come back again. Yeah, and so like so literally like next day, before we went to bed, finally I see that okay, it looks like it's on the actual plane, so it's gonna fly overnight. And when I woke up and just like your luggage is in Vienna, I'm like okay, that's at least like closer now.
Yeah.
So I literally like it's kind of cool that the AirTag, and they didn't know like now I actually learned how the AirTag works, because I figured it's a GPS. It's not GPS. It's literally pings off of people's iPhones. So literally it picks up the closest iPhone, and that's what sends a signal of that.
That's crazy.
I know. So it's like so this is why I know that when my luggage started moving, because when it's moving, and if the guy who's driving the truck doesn't have an iPhone, it doesn't ping off. It's like last known location is like an hour ago. So otherwise,
That's weird.
I know it's weird. Like because I'm like, why is it not moving? Like literally had to like research. I'm like, I don't understand because like it's not a GPS device. It's actually like literally just connects to the closest iPhone they find.
Well, thankfully, there's iPhones everywhere.
Everywhere. I know that's why it was
Half
like,
of every phone is an
the
iPhone.
iPhone. That's why they could do that. Just like that's why it was interesting to learn that. It's
Wild.
That's how it works. I had no idea. I figured it was just a GPS.
So, okay, if I wanted to steal somebody something with an AirTag, then I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm Android. We're
Until
good.
you get close to someone.
As
with
long
an
as
iPhone.
someone has an iPhone, like literally.
Dax.
I'm in the same. I'm in the same
Your
room.
iPhone.
What about my iPhone?
You're an iPhone.
Yeah, I'm an
Yes.
iPhone too. So
Yeah.
All right, we're all wearing aluminum foil on our heads later.
well, thankfully you had front loaded some vacation time in between your race and getting there, right?
Yeah, we have 3 days or 4 days before.
So how was it seeing your family? Had it been a while?
Yeah, it's like a lot of them. Yes, been a while. Just like again, the funny thing that my friend I actually ran with, I meet him often because he was here for Christmas visiting us. I ran the Chicago Marathon with him like a year and a half ago or 2 years ago. So like then one time he ran the New York Marathon. I went up to see him. So I actually see him more often than then. But like some of the families, I haven't been back to Hungary for like 7 years.
Wow.
So some of my cousins, obviously my parents passed away, so it's really just like cousins and aunts and kind of stuff.
So was you willing to drive across town to see other family members?
Yes.
They got to come to me. I flew all this way.
He told me when he was younger, he didn't realize how close his relatives lived when he thought they lived forever away because they were on the other side of town.
Literally, like it's funny because it's like some of these things that I'm like when I was a kid, like my aunt lived literally the other side of town, so it was like we've seen her like maybe twice a year, and it's a 15-minute drive, so like literally like for me at that point I was like it's like so she lives like obviously with public transportation is a good hour and a half, so I'm saying like so if you don't have a car it does take like bus, subway, bus, I'm saying like
wow.
so to jump down, but like with cars it literally takes 15 minutes.
That's crazy.
So
did you partake in any good food while you were there?
oh yeah, it's like that's obviously that's one good thing with that, you can just eat when you burn 10,000 calories.
I mean, you're on vacation, so eat
anyway,
and enjoy the things you don't get here.
I know, absolutely. Well, the food is anyways really good, and then like it's like it's kind of like the place is pretty cheap. Like food wise, it's extremely cheap. So just like like this hotel we stayed for the race, it's literally includes breakfast and dinner in the price, and the dinner is literally like you have like this buffet that you can basically have soups and salads and whatever else, and then you have 4 menu choices you can choose from steak to pasta to vegetarian dish or whatever else, and then I think it was like $99 for a day.
Whoa.
For two,
So it's
two
like
people.
the whole thing where it's expensive to get there, but
Yeah.
once you're there, your money goes a long way.
A long way. Just
Yeah.
like literally like, you can go to the nicest restaurant there, like last time we went to like literally a Michelin star restaurant. And for lunch, I paid, I think, $45.
Oh.
Wow.
Well, I was contemplating whether to volunteer to crew or not because the long days worth of traveling. But going over there and having fun and eating food for nothing, that sounds fun.
Yeah, it's really literally like, especially if you have like, like obviously I kind of got lucky because I had enough credit card points that pretty much that covered my flight, so it was actually a fairly good, trip that way because like it would have to really cost me a lot of money. So yeah.
Yeah,
So
credit
you-
card points.
So you're an ultra runner and a triathlete. So what's your family think about all that whenever they hear what you're doing, the crazy stuff you're doing?
Well, it's like, obviously that part of my family just, do literally what like when you get into a sport, there's just like, I wouldn't even drive that far.
Well, your family apparently doesn't go 15 minutes across town.
So they definitely don't drive that far.
They wouldn't drive that far. Yeah, it's like, it's funny because like literally it's the stuff like pretty much the distance. Like think about like as a kid, that like the distance I ran, like thing is like my cousins used to live in this little town from Budapest, which is the capital, about that distance, and we went there like 3 times a year, and it was always like a 3-day trip because it's like one day you drive down there,
Yeah.
and then you stay there for a couple of days and you drive back because the trip is so long. And I literally ran the distance.
Yeah, it's just a training run away now.
So yeah, it was like obviously the distance are very different for Europeans than for us.
Well, I mean, you got to think like in America, like everything's so far away
Yeah.
and it's all sprawled out.
Yeah.
Everything's far.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In
and
Europe, it's like people have everything that they need locally.
Locally, yeah.
in this small little area. So it's
Yeah.
they don't venture out like
no, I
like we do.
remember. Gosh, I cannot remember. I think it was like at a Disney kind of area somewhere here, touristy Orlando. And the people asked, they're like, "Oh, if we wanted to go to the Grand Canyon, could we do that?" And not realizing like this is literally like a 30-hour drive. You are not close to the Grand Canyon just because they didn't have the concept of how enormous America was.
No, yeah, it's like that Europe. I had that people. I had like friends that like come over and just like, yeah, we're gonna go to like you're flying into New York, but you're thinking about maybe see Las Vegas and then like see Miami. And I'm like, how many days you guys staying? Like a couple of months. Just like because it's like like those are like literally you going to like I'm gonna go to Paris and I'm going to London and then go back to Greece and like it just like
Yeah.
So it's not the distances are totally like different. Obviously, and then people don't really kind of grasp the size of America a lot of times.
Yeah, that's very
I mean,
true.
it takes like a year to drive a truck across Texas
know.
anyway.
No,
Yeah.
Texas is ridiculous.
Yeah, like literally, it's just they don't get that part of it for sure. So
You can drive 10 hours and you're still in Texas.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah.
One cool story about like I was going to tell you because like so that was interesting. So this is the 18th running of this race. I'm saying like so there's one guy who ran every single one of them. Like,
Yeah.
like there was like an Italian guy literally did every single one of them solo. It's like so this is the one thing. And then there was another guy literally decided that he's gonna because of it's a 2-day race, right? That he's gonna run 2 loops,
Oh shit.
Yeah.
262 miles.
Yeah.
And then just like obviously again 31 hours is the cutoff for one. He wanted to finish it under 62, so would be like basically under the cutoff, and he finished it in literally 61 hours and 35 minutes.
Oh my
Yeah, it's
God.
just like
Right.
the dude like literally just like ran like literally 2 loops around the thing and just like
He's probably on that fucking bottle of Unicum over here. Just fucking doing his thing.
Yeah.
Turned down for what?
Oh my gosh.
All right, so we got this bottle of what is this?
Pilsner or Quell.
So this is the one Peter told us if you taste this, it's going to ruin it for you because it tastes like.
Buttered popcorn.
So
All right, let's-
I got it because I was like, we're having Peter back.
So there's a compound in beers called diacetyl, which is basically tastes like butter, and it's buttered popcorn. So like especially when it gets warmer, you really start tasting it.
All right, let's
Here we go.
drink this. Yep. I can see it.
I don't know. I gotta take another swing.
Yeah, it's the Pilsner Urquell, the original Pilsner.
Original Pilsner from Czech
I'm not.
Republic.
I don't.
It's a very back taste. It just start tasting that butter, like especially if you're not here. Obviously, first you can get the bitterness.
Yeah.
And then when the bitterness kind of fades, then you start tasting.
All I taste is black licorice from before.
I like it.
I got to think about it. Yep. So I'm just going
I
to
mean, it's
be
not
here
bad.
contemplating this.
This is not a bad.
Oh, I've
beer.
had this. I've actually had this one plenty of times. I went on one of those cheapy like $50 cruises that they have, like probably $200 cruises that go to like one place in the Bahamas and come back. And I had like, I don't know, way too many of those because that was like the only craft-ish kind of beer that wasn't Bud Light that they had.
I
Well-
remember my neighbor had some homemade beer.
Oh wait, I just tasted
And
it.
Yeah, you just got it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's an aftertaste.
I can
It's an
taste it now.
aftertaste, Yep.
That's wild.
That homemade beer tasted very similar.
Yeah,
to this.
because it's called diacetyl, that compound that basically it's just when you're brewing beer, if the yeast is too high in temperature, it basically creates this compound called diacetyl, which basically has the taste of butter. And then because obviously has some roasted grains in that, which has like a popcorn flavor. And it's like, so the two together is kind of have that butter and popcorn. And again, it's not going to be like tasting like eating butter popcorn, but that's going to be the preliminary like kind of notes in that beer. So
Now I enjoy a good IPA, which I know I've got some friends here that don't necessarily love IPA.
I don't like IPA.
Gross.
So, but why does an IPA taste like grapefruit juice to me?
because of the hops. Everything is about the hops. IPA is basically about, amount of hops you put in. Obviously, you're layering hops all the way through the process. So you're starting with, obviously, when you boil hops, you get all the bitterness, none of the flavor. And when you put it in cold, you get all the flavor, none of the bitterness. So what happens with American IPAs is that, like, you boil a lot of hops, so you get it very bitter. and then basically start adding hops, and different varietals have more like citrusy notes. And a lot of them have actually grapefruity notes, and then so basically just keep adding it to, it's called dry hopping, and literally just soak it in the
Dry humping.
No, not dry humping.
No,
dry
hopping.
If I have enough of this stuff, I might dry hump something.
Yeah. So yeah, basically just let it soak.
The soy can Take it away. Please
cut
do
off,
not hump
Joe.
my couch, my home.
So yeah, basically that's how you get that grapefruity note, and like in a lot of the IPAs, because it's just use different hop varietals that are citrusy.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Would you ever make a Running Elements beer?
Yeah,
Like specifically for
my business partner keeps saying that I should.
What's your favorite style of beer for you to drink?
He doesn't drink beer.
No, you're right. He doesn't.
Well, okay, so like it evolved. Like obviously, like as it became like it just first I just liked beer, and then became obviously a craft beer guy, and then became a brewer, and obviously owned the brewery. It's evolved. So it went from literally like obviously I grew up on beers like that, what you're drinking, because that's what you. And then obviously when I moved here, Bud Light is not a beer; it's water. So
Yeah.
It's like having sex in a canoe.
Yeah,
it's fucking close to water.
Water, yep. Basically, yes. That's like. So yeah, it's like that. So basically,
I never heard that before. That's so good.
So all those light beers literally have no flavors. You know what I'm saying? Like, it actually, so only can drink it ice cold, because that's the only way it's not.
It's just refreshing water.
Yeah,
at that
basically,
point.
yes. That's what it is. So
That's why they give you Miller Lite at the end of races.
yeah, it's like that. So then
Michelob
obviously
Ultra.
got into craft beer, and then obviously everybody like started the IPAs. IPAs were like the craze, and then went into really big beers like the Russian Imperial Stouts and those
Yeah.
syrupy like things, and just like and then
Thick
like-
boys.
Yeah,
I love a thick boy.
yeah, and all that kind of stuff, and then you kind of circle back to where I started. Literally, like now, if I drink beer, I drink something like that. It's just tastes like beer. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not doesn't taste like chocolate. It doesn't taste like whatever cake. It doesn't taste like grapefruit or
Rocky
citrus
Road.
or thing. It just tastes like what a beer should taste like. It's like anything. So like a lot of times I actually drink beer. I drink something like German lagers, Czech lagers. You know what I'm saying? Like
basic,
like, basic beer.
crisp.
Yes, and then like that's something that some foods go really good with it. So that's when I drink beer. But yeah, it's like once in a while I drink an IPA. But like IPAs for me is like literally. There's some really good ones out there, but most of them have like so many flaws in them that that's all I taste.
That's all you taste.
That's all
I
taste.
really like an English wit beer,
Yeah.
which I don't get those very often
Yeah,
here.
it's like some like the brand ales are really nice, very nutty flavors too. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like English brand ales, you know what I'm saying? So there is like, and obviously the wheat beers are like basically are wheat beers. So obviously you have the German Weisses, and thing, which is basically the wheat has like a sweeter taste, so it gives a little bit of sweeter character to a beer. And then so yeah, those are really nice, to drink like with. Especially with food that needs a lot of like sweet. Sausages are really good because it gives a nice little sweet note to it. So
Yeah.
So now that your race is over, what's the next thing in the books for you?
well, next week the next big race gonna be in my Ironman Maryland. So I have Ironman Kentucky 70.3 in the end of August, and then I have Ironman Maryland in the end of September. So I'm gonna get my bike back in shape, and then I guess I'm gonna have to start like biking and swimming more.
I went into the store today. It was really great to see Helen, who's one of your employees that works in there, and I also met your other new employee.
Yes,
yeah, and she seems to be doing fantastic. And we made a joke about having a sign that when you came into the store said "YoUB did it."
Oh, the jokes are plenty.
Like obviously, when I seen this shirt the first time, I'm like, "Who?"
So besides the shirt, what other kind of swag did they have for you?
Well, I mean, basically, like so they do have no belt buckle. So that basically they have medals. Obviously, you got a medal, and then if you run under 24 hours, you get a sub 24 medal.
Okay.
And then one thing is kind of cool if you run it solo. So that's the thing. They actually have a finisher tapes with your name on it. So when actually running through, like you would be like literally getting, like you
that's
basically two people
so
stand there
cool.
holding it, and you get your finisher tape, and you get to hold up your finisher tape, which has
With your name on it.
That is so cool.
That's actually cool. Like that was actually really neat watching like people coming through.
I can't wait to go to the Running Elements and see your finisher's tape.
Finisher
I
tape.
can't wait to see that
next
in
year
the
or two.
store.
Like it's gonna happen because I
Yeah.
definitely like, so that was actually kind of cool. That was a neat little touch, But otherwise, like literally they, again, like the aid stations were fantastically packed, and then like, they give you, like even the obviously you get this shirt, and then, they have a lot of, other swag and stuff you can buy, pretty much everything branded, I'm saying, it's around for 18 years. Obviously, this is a Mizuno shirt, so Mizuno is a big sponsor for them. So literally, it's a good quality gear too.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah,
just
they're
like,
more prevalent over in Europe than here.
Mizuno definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, so obviously, but yeah, it's again, like the whole race was just, I was really, really impressed the way it was organized, the way it was, carried out, and literally, it was one interesting thing. So obviously, because there's, the bike trail is kind of zigzags the train track that's going along, along the lake. And so literally they have this thing very strict because it's not, literally like they just have a light that the train is coming or not. And they're short trains, don't have to wait there forever. But they literally like stressed it in the beginning of the race that if you cross the railroad tracking while it's red, you are automatically disqualified in your team.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And it's that we have literally cameras on it, we have volunteers there. So if you run through it, like we will disqualify you.
I mean, from the pictures, I kind of imagine the Hogwarts Express kind of going through there.
It's literally like four. I have a picture on my phone. I can say like literally when the train is like 4 cars. So it's not really long trains like here that sometimes they do.
Are they steam engines too?
Yeah, no, it's not that. But yeah, you have to stop. Literally, like there's 2 volunteers there, and then like I remember it was like I finished already. And then they I guess they just want to send a message out. I finished already, and my buddy was started running it, and we were driving back to the hotel, and they posted on their Facebook page like, "Yep, we got it. The first team disqualified because they crossed the railroad thing." So they wanted to put it out there to make sure that do not try it.
Everyone knows.
It sucks. It's gonna cut into your time. You're not stopping time. It's like we can't do that.
That's it.
And it's literally takes a minute. So it's not like again, not the trains like here that is like 3 miles long, and then
You're having problems with your workforce, and you're the boss. All you gotta do is fire one person. The rest of them will learn.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's like it's funny because like they actually make sure that like you do not cross the railroad track, because they did cross it a couple of times, and it's like like the trail like kind of zigzags back and forth, and jumping the train track, and so yeah, there was
wow.
Yeah,
it means nothing if they say it and they don't do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
kind of like raising kids.
Yeah.
Yes. Right.
Means nothing if you say it, you don't do it. You gotta have some follow through.
That's right.
Yeah.
So what? I mean, how much was race entry?
No. Oh, it's just like that's another thing. It was like so. Race entry was I think $80.
$80.
Oh, I thought you were going to say $800.
$80.
$80. Yeah. It's like
Per?
okay. Yeah,
So
no. That was the race entry, like $80
For the both of you.
both of
For
you?
both of us. Fuck. And then
See, just got to get on the flight is the expensive
basic,
part.
yeah. So like and then it's like so like here's the funny thing. It's like so they give you the start and the finish photos for free. So just like basically just like anything. And then they have professional photographers on the course that taking pictures. And then after it's like and obviously you get to download with a bunch of races does that, right? So then after that, like I go, I'm like looking at the photos. They have like 39 photos of me, and it's like they find like really nice scenery in the background and all that stuff. And I'm like, okay, how much? $12
For all of them?
for all of them.
Oh my God. So you got all of them.
Yeah, of course, yeah. I just like get it like that.
Were there any ones where you look like you're really suffering?
Not really.
Nah.
No, it's weird because like I didn't really suffer. Like it's like because I didn't want to blow up. Like I was kind of like we talked about with my friend at the end. That's like, well, we could have probably run a little bit faster. I'm like, yeah, but you don't know where that breakdown point is. And I'm just like, it's like if I run it alone, maybe because I can risk to break down and I'm punishing myself. But since I don't run alone, I'm saying like, I know I had more in the tank at the end, so I could have probably pushed the pace a little bit more, but didn't want to like risk it that I'm not making it, So because of that, I just like, I felt good pretty much the entire way. Then like I switched shoes around like 40 miles-ish, and like I went from.
Did you need to, or you just had planned to?
I could have run the whole thing in it, but I'm like at that point, like the carbon shoes, like I started with my carbon shoes and then I ran 40 miles in them. And at that point, I'm like, okay, I'm not literally lifting my legs high enough to really get the benefit of this shoe. So I'm like, and if I'm running 12-minute miles, I can just run it in a comfortable shoe and then actually not, suffer in this. So that's.
I've learned from Peter that I although I want a comfortable pair of carbon shoes, because I've never found one to fit my fat, wide, yabba dabba feet. I would not run carbon shoes in an Ultra.
No, it's like, so my buddy ran because I obviously asked me to bring, the holy grail, of the Nike Alpha Flight, but it's for him because he couldn't buy it. So I got him a pair, I brought it, and he ran the entire 65 miles in that. He literally destroyed that shoe in one run. Like literally, because at the end he was doing the shuffle. And like literally at the bottom of the shoe just kind of worn off completely. Just like, because it's like once you
those shoes are running.
So because it's like literally the dude who won the race is his friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ran in those shoes, but he ran 8-minute miles for 130.
See, he had that high step.
So literally it's like when you come down, that pushes you back up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's kind of like how the shoe works. You know what I'm saying? Once you go...
So as a
Super shoe is not good for the ultra runner shuffle.
So as a shoe,
or the endurance hiker.
shoe store owner, do you have any shoes that are coming out that you are aware of that you're excited about?
The new shoes that are coming out, there's a lot of things that they're releasing recently. Obviously, the A6 Keanos coming out in a few weeks. So if you need stability shoes, those are really good. Stability shoes. And then Unclad will coming out with a lot of models in the next probably 3 months. You know what I'm saying? Like they're updating a bunch of stuff.
So are they going to have actual shoes that a person could actually run in? I mean, there's people that do run in on clouds, but in my opinion, they're not a running shoe.
So the dude, this is like, I'm like literally like when I was watching this thing and then I'm like literally Unclad should sign this guy and then, like literally give him a bigger sponsorship deal ever. So a guy who run 2 loops, he run it in 1 pair of Unclad surfer.
Whoa.
Same, like literally 261 miles, 62 miles, he ran in the same pair of Unclad surfer.
Okay, so maybe a new shoe to check out.
I know, yeah. It's like the funny thing is like it is soft because obviously we carried it at the store and I tried it and things. I'm like, it's like and obviously finished in.
And it didn't break down. I would have thought it would have broke down.
I'm pretty sure the shoe at literally the manufacturer says 300 to 400 miles. So when you're running 262 miles in one, then probably it's done. It's just like it was
typically any of those you're running hundreds of miles in. They're
I want to love them. I got a pair that
really,
that I love walking in.
Yeah.
Really.
Okay, I said they're trash. I don't mean that I throw them away.
Oh, okay. How many hundreds of miles did you run in that one pair of shoes? Please tell us. Please tell us.
No.
Shae?
Race miles?
Miles.
Well, race miles, it did 350 race miles.
How many miles did you
don't know. But I did throw them away at the end of at Lost. I took off the shoes and I threw them in the garbage there at the park at the finish.
So the carbon shoes are the big deal that people have been talking about a couple of years. And again, I have a problem. I can't wear them because my feet are too wide. There's hardly anyone that makes
no, they don't make
a wide shoe. Yeah. So I'm just doomed to not have a good carbon shoe, I guess.
Well, to be honest, carbon. Okay, so like that's one thing that I already kind of knew, and my buddy learned it in this race. You know what I'm saying? Like that a carbon shoe is a marathon shoe, and that's pretty much the furthest distance I would run in a carbon shoe. Unless you can really do what the guy who won the race can. You know what I'm saying? Like run that pace that long. You know what I'm saying? Because really, you're not getting a benefit of it after it, and not even getting a benefit of it. I think it actually slows you down because it's when you're doing your walk intervals or like when you're like it's actually more uncomfortable than a if you go with like something a little bit more padding and a little bit, just more cushiony shoes. So
me and Kevin love Topo.
Mm-hmm.
Shae's an ultra kind of.
Oh, I got plenty. I got like 4 or 5 pairs of Topo.
So are any of these Topo or Ultras coming out with any new shoe designs that we're gonna be excited about?
Well, obviously they just got a bunch of them in like from the Ultra. So Ultra literally last year released the first model that is not a 0 drop shoe. It's a 4mm drop. So Ultra used to be known for zero drop foot shape.
0 drop and foot shape. And now it's like anything I love, like clothing, shoes, they're just like, we don't want you to have fun anymore, Shae.
Well, they're still gonna make the models you like. So just like because obviously they know that the hardcores like the 0 drop foot shape, and that's what they're wearing those shoes. So they're still gonna make those, but they came out at 9, expanding on that line to be basically 3 different models. So
it's like their next gen line. Or what's it called?
It's called the Experience.
Experience.
So basically, you have the Experience Flow, which is gonna be like the neutral. Then you have the Experience Form, which is going to be, again, foot shape, 4mm drop. It's going to be their stability. And then I think in 2 weeks, they come out with the Experience Wild, which is going to be their trail version. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that sounds wild.
Oh, that sounds wild.
I'll be probably getting some of those.
Yeah. They're nice shoes. Again, like they did a good job on it. Again, because like it's literally just to try to have, because people love the toe box. Everybody who tried it on, they love the white toe box. What a lot of people can't deal with is the 0 drop.
Yeah.
And it takes some time to get used to. And if you have any kind of issues with your Achilles tendon, then you can't really do it.
Yeah, that's
something
me.
like
Yeah.
that's why you can't really like go like it's kind of like it's a weird like trade off that like if you have issues with your knees, you want to go do a zero drop shoe because basically by dropping your heel, it takes the pressure off your knees. I'm saying, but if you have any issues with your Achilles tendon, then basically you elevate your heel and that puts more pressure in your knees, but takes it off.
I had fun this weekend. So we did a skunk ape.
Yeah.
Kind of a preview run. I don't know what we call preview, post view.
Burn.
So we ran the berm as a fun run.
He's about to be dead to you.
Yeah.
Just so you all
And I ran 10K barefooted.
They were the most expensive shoes Joe's ever bought.
But
So, I'm kind of starting to experiment with some barefoot running. I did like when Shae was doing a training run out at 49th Avenue, I took off my shoes and ran down to the end of the road and ran back with her barefoot. And I don't think it was a quarter mile, but that was technically like my very first experience ever barefoot running. But this was the first time I really, this is a distance I'm going to go, and it was a real distance, not just down to the end of the road and back. And I loved it. I had a blast in it. And I've got several friends that barefoot run, and I was just talking to John Bowman today, and he's suggesting that I try a pair of Lunas, which is a barefoot shoe, I guess. So maybe that will be in my future to try that. But obviously I'm going to have to stay in shoes. I can't do every run barefoot. I got to do races in shoes.
You can't be Bradley.
I'm not going to, but
he's a beast. He is unbelievable.
But
barefoot shoes.
But shoe technology is real. Even the barefoot stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, in the zero drop stuff and the wide toe box.
zero drop is basically that's what Ultra is obviously when they had that barefoot movement,
The minimalist.
the minimalist kind of movement came out years ago, and then kind of Ultra capitalized on that. But like it's a shoe that has basically pretty much all the like the foot shape and the zero drop and all that stuff, but it's a shoe. You know what I'm saying? Like instead of just barefoot, I have like when I had the brewery, I told you guys have a run club there. And I had like 3 or 4 people in the run club who were completely barefoot runners. So like literally one girl ran the Boston Marathon in barefoot. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not sure that I would want to do road
Well,
because
that's
it's like sandpaper on your feet. It'll just eat the skin right off.
To be honest, so I have one buddy of mine who was in that run club. I ran a half marathon with them, and which is a road half marathon in New Smyrna Beach. And as bloody as his foot looked like at the end, and I'm like, nope. That's just not happening.
I think it's a trail thing only for me.
Yeah, because it's like that was like obviously that's not just talking about this, like just asphalt, like literally just your foot is hitting and like I guess you get calluses eventually, and then that's all.
Well, I remember as a kid,
everything
I never wore shoes,
Yeah.
and my feet never hurt. When I would walk on gravel or rocks or.
Yeah.
But you were like 8.
No, I mean I did this until I was about 18. That was more like I had an adult shaped body by the time I was 18, and I was still doing it. And
you were born with an adult shaped body.
Little power lifter.
That's a little uncomfy. I don't like this. No, thank you.
Joe came out with huge calves.
He probably did.
They
do
weren't-
you have any baby picture of
Oh
calves?
no,
man.
my son had cankles. I remember his ankles went right up into his calves. But no,
Does your son have giant calves?
No, not really. I mean, both.
Who's
my
bigger,
kids,
you or your son?
My son is much more muscular than I am now.
Yeah?
He's a little tank. He's been bodybuilding consistently for about 3 years now, probably. And
Can he lift more than you?
I don't think so. I don't think so. But listen,
it's time to throw down and challenge
the
this.
thing is he's 23 and I'm almost 50. So I'm not trying.
That means you could really put him in his place with the experience.
I'm not trying to compete with my kid, but I know that in the past, he's got bigger muscles. I got more strength.
Nice.
So, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know how strong he is now, but I know he's
All right,
a
so
pretty tough looking.
when you set this up, we're gonna set this up, and we're gonna go to baseline
and ask him to run
yeah,
a 50K.
We're gonna have the Olympics.
If
The
he's
Miller
Joe
Olympics.
and Austin, yeah,
the Miller Olympics. I love it.
Olympics.
Olympic.
Miller.
That sounds maleficent.
Oh, goodness. That's great.
So yeah, barefoot running.
Yeah, sorry, I got sidetracked.
I love
Yeah.
it. I had a great
was
time
fun.
with it. And today I went and I found my pedicurist, the person that I go at least once a month. She had left another business, and I found her today, and I went and got a pedicure.
That's a little creepy, Joe. I ain't gonna lie.
I loved it. Listen, if you ain't getting pedicures, there's something wrong with you. I mean, you just got to do. Guys, a lot of guys don't do it.
I did it.
They get
I've done
weirded
it.
out after it. But I'm just saying, if you're
Why?
a runner, you need to take care of you. I don't know why, but they asked them. I'm not that way.
Yeah.
I was actually until I started doing it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't want no one touching my body. I didn't get massages. I didn't get pedicures.
I find that very hard to believe.
But if you run,
really, that was you?
yeah, that was me. Yeah, but if you run, I mean, that's a wonderful thing to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah, I went and had a pedicure today and
Nice.
felt really good. But I had my feet were stained, my toenails were stained black
From the sand.
run that we did on Saturday, and I've scrubbed the crap out of them. You
Nice.
know, she had to take off skin with a little cheese grater to make it go away.
And I tell you, running the berm, like the second time around, I'm not gonna do berm 2.0.
You just did it.
God damn it, Shae. I even looked at you. It's like, I'm not doing it. And I fucking did it anyway. Anyway, so running that again on fresh legs.
It's not as bad.
It was absolutely amazing. It was a great run. There was a couple areas that were a little shitty, but it did just get done raining, so everything was packed down nice.
As well as it could be packed.
As well as it could be packed, but it was great. It was a fun run, and I look forward to actually running that a little bit more often. I think we should put that on a rotation because it's a ton of fun.
We're going to have more air quote fun runs with our group. And so I like to do it at least once a month.
Yeah.
And I already have a request to do the section between Highway 200 and Pruitt. So we'll probably go back to Ross Prairie again sometime and do that 12-mile-ish piece between Pruitt and back. So yeah, and I would like to get out and take people out and show them some trails they've not seen before. You know,
I know we've talked about doing some like beginning trails type stuff and maybe some entry level. We'd love to throw something on the calendar for us to be able to do that too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fun stuff. So Joe, you've got a race coming up too.
Yeah, so this weekend I'm doing the Arbuckle Ankle Biter, and this is a inaugural event. They got a 50K, 100K, and I think there's one other distance in the race. I'm not worried about the other distance because I'm only doing ultra. So it should be fun. I know that there was some need for some more people to sign up. So hopefully this is going to come out after the race, but hopefully people signed up because Scott Hoover and Ultras and the group over there, they do a fantastic job with the races. They always bring out the food.
Oh, they always bring
out the food.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to going and eating. I'm probably going to take my camper over there and spend the weekend in the Taj Mahal.
Nice. Very nice.
We do love the Taj.
Yeah, so that way I can watch some of the 100K people come out and be done.
Nice.
So, yeah. And hopefully I don't have the breathing problems that I had when we did the beer run.
I think it was just you were hot and you had a lot of beer.
Hot, beer, dehydrated. Yeah. Well,
it was a big mixed bag of just shit.
yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I felt like.
Such a great time. You
It was
guys are
great.
going back last year or next year, not last year.
Absolutely. We're going next year.
Yeah.
Like
Kevin, what do you got coming up?
nothing.
Nothing.
I got training out the ass coming. I did talk to Brian. So, Brian's got some new clients, so which is really cool. And that we would recommend. Our previous guests, Keith and Rochelle, both signed up for Coach Brian, so they're on board with him, which is awesome. And I told him, actually this morning I had messaged him and I was like, look, I got some really high aspirations here to be very successful in Badger race coming up. Like I'm gonna need you to really kind of push me a little hard outside my comfort zone.
So this means you can't bitch at the speed workout?
Yeah. So here's what he said. He said, we can do that, but, and then there was like a long pause and I'm sitting here and I'm like, this isn't good. He's typing a lot. And he goes, that means that we don't run every effort at max effort. Okay.
Called out.
Because that's what I do.
I would absolutely know this.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I've run enough with you to know this.
I have a tempo run, but I think I can PR my 5K during this tempo run.
Yes. I've done that a few times. More than once.
You have to learn to run slow.
I mean, I'm good at running slow too.
No, you're not good at it. You're lying through your teeth. If you're moving your mouth and talking about running, you're lying.
Oh, shit.
God.
Damn.
How many times have I said this? My friend Kevin the liar.
I don't know. Twice. At least 7 times.
At least 7.
No, I mean, it's an art to run slow because like when you feel good, and you just want to keep moving.
It's not such an art for me. It's like a form. I have to do it.
It's an art form.
Yeah, it's not an art form. It's just a form. You do the art, I do the form. Together, we're art form.
Okay. I love it. Shae, what do you got?
I got finally back to training. I'm very excited. I started running on Friday, even though I was supposed to rest until tomorrow. I just couldn't take it. So I did a couple runs in my swamp. I saw lots of cottonmouths. It was amazing. Multiple days in a row. Saw a cottonmouth eating a snake. Like,
I saw your post. It was disgusting.
Yeah, it was great, right? Loved it.
Love it.
I watched.
I
I
hate
saw.
snakes, so
Oh,
that's-
okay.
Oh, yeah. That was mean, too.
Oh, yeah. No, cottonmouths, they're not nice. No.
That's because y'all don't have snakes in Hungary, right?
No, there's 0 snakes in you.
Really? Oh.
There's 0 snakes in Europe because
well, and no poisonous snakes. So there's some like snake, snake, but no poisonous snake. Like, but obviously, because Europeans decided to kill them all like 1,000 years ago. So like, none around. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that
they sent them all to Australia with the prisoners.
Basically, yes. So, yeah. So there's literally like in Hungary, there's one tiny mountain range that has one kind of viper that still lives there. But
It's got one snake. It's got one.
Pretty much. Like literally.
Don't go to that
Don't
Snake
go to that
Mountain.
mountain. Snake mountain.
One-eyed spitting viper.
Go to Snake Mountain, Charlie.
So yeah, it's like that. That's one thing in Europe that you don't see. There's no weird spiders and snakes and
So if you
alligators.
grew up with the snakes, you might would be a little more comfortable.
Oh yeah, it's like not a huge fan. Never been a huge fan.
We'll
of
take you to
snakes.
Marshall Swamp night sometime. We'll go look for them.
I lived here for 24 years, so I got used to them to a level, but still like not gonna be like a fan of them.
No,
It's like-
honestly,
like,
if you go to Marshall Swamp, the 1 mile bridge from the back trailhead, it's the long bridge. And if you look over either side, right now you are almost guaranteed to see cottonmouths.
yeah, it's like so like
Right now is the time for them.
yeah. My uncle has a horse farm here in Ocala, in like the northwest side on 225A, and yeah, he has a pond. So literally, like when you drive in there, there's like dozens of cottonmouths that just crossing the
Oh,
road because
yeah.
it's like
Oh,
constant.
my
Like,
God.
it's like literally, and sometimes like obviously he runs them over, so there's like a dead cottonmouth in the middle of the road when you're driving through.
Oh,
the
shit.
He just leaves it there so the other ones know
yeah,
what's
basically,
up.
yeah. But there's
Yeah.
so many of them. Like literally, it's ridiculous.
There's at least 7.
Now we have a bunch of banded water snakes too that look very much like copperheads. I mean, not cottonmouths.
Yeah.
And so some people
You gotta-
confuse those.
No, you got to look at the shape of the head.
Yeah.
The
Some
little
people-
roundy, stumpy head.
Yeah, people do confuse they do this coloration and the body shape is very similar on purpose. You know, they mimic the other snake. So, and usually when you see large numbers of those snakes together, it's not usually cottonmouths. It's usually water snakes. But
Yeah.
That's
wild.
There's some
So
Florida
for running,
knowledge for you.
Yeah, for running, I'm trying to avoid just randomly signing up for a race. I'm trying to not pull the trigger.
What? You gonna do it with purpose?
I'm trying not to just sign up for a race out of nowhere. I
Well-
don't have anything till Badger, and I'm going to try and keep it. I don't know.
Just know
It's like,
you've never run alone.
oh, and with that,
Let's go.
Peaches, 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 peaches.
I don't know the rest of the words.
peaches.
Yeah, that's it.